Hi, it's me again with Corel All Tips and Tricks, and a plasma cutter person called me or emailed me this. His first question this morning was, how do you turn this to a 90-degree angle with the wings to the right? So we have to group it together, Control G, and this is really elementary, but if a lot of people know, here's your rotation right here. So you can do two things. You can go 270 degrees. Be neat if my number was locked. 270 degrees, and or always you can back up and go minus 90, still do it. Now, a lot of people might not think about this, but let's say you did 90 degrees, and then all I have to do is flip it. Well, no, you can't. You can't mirror it, because now look at the text. The text is backwards. You're looking at the back of it. So then he asked, so that's how you would do that. Then he asked the question, he's going to cut this out. I've had a plasma table for about 7-8 years, and I've done a lot of cutting. I don't know about cutting this out. I mean, it's pretty big. It's 48 by 48. It's actually bigger, so that's probably why he wants to turn it sideways, because you can't, most sheets of metal are 48 wide, but you can make them a little longer by buying, pieces. There's a lot of intricate parts in here. And he wanted to know how he could embellish the eyes in the eagle. Well, this is going to cut out, so it's going to drop out. There's really nothing else you could do. Now, he does have it where it's not going to cut all the way through like on the wings. So it's just going to be a cut line. I'm afraid, my friend, that this is going to burn away. And these little letters, I would really be scary about doing this, because the fact that if you cut out this whole thing and the letters fail, let me just try to get this thing ungrouped. If the letters fail, you've wasted time and a good piece of metal. I mean, that letter is only less than 3/4 of an inch. I would do a couple of things. I would maybe cut the letters out separately and don't have a font. Can you think stencil font? I'd cut them out separately and somehow attach them on there after the whole thing cuts out. And if you're good enough at plasma cutting, which some people are, I would really clean up this text a little bit. One, I think this is just my personal opinion. I think this looks backwards, but that's neither here nor there. But if you look at all the nodes in plasma cutter are bad. If you delete those nodes, you got that many less nodes. Let's just look real quick. Well, because I had it selected. Let's well, there's not that many nodes, but the least you have in plasma cutting, the better. If you can delete these without messing it up, see, that one messed it up, so you got to have it. You might not need these two on the U, but it did change it. So maybe you just do one side. Nope, maybe don't do the U, but especially on straight edges, get rid of these. Get rid of these. There looks like there's two nodes so close together that it's going to pause your plasma cutter. The I looks good, the L looks good, the T looks good. The A, we could do more on the A. This is a straight line, it doesn't need it. That's two nodes, it doesn't need it. When I go back to that look, if you take these two and right click, it'll convert them to a line. And then I would have it, if I was going to have it angled, I'd have it angled in the angle of the A. But that's my personal preference. I would actually maybe let this R, and he didn't ask my opinion, but I'm giving it. I would move these two just out just a little bit, and you could still change these little bit of a curve. See this right here? These two nodes don't need to be there. I would check each letter. Those two nodes don't need to be there. That double node doesn't. In this case, I picked the wrong one. Well, there's a problem right there. There's kind of like a box. Maybe put it there and go up here and close the curve. Or take this, go to Windows, Dockers, join curves, and maybe that's bigger than 0.1, 0.5. Nope, I must not have my node. Let me just delete one of the nodes. There we go. Didn't need to do all that. There's a double node, don't need it. Just delete it. Now, there's a broken line. That could give you a little bit of problem in plasma cutting. And if you're a laser engraver, you're not going to learn anything on this. This definitely, I would check stuff like that and then join those nodes together, and then you still got two nodes, but at least it's one. I don't understand why that's not working. That is a little different. That normally would join those curves. Let's try this. Let's try grabbing that. Hold the shift down, grab that one. That's what I was doing wrong. I wasn't holding down the shift key. So now you got one line instead of two. You need to just go around, check things like that on all your lettering. I would love to see a picture of this when you're done. It's a really cool idea, but that's a lot of cutting. And I'd really be careful on my letters. I mean, this almost looks like something for a water jet to cut that fine. I mean, that star, ooh, that's less than 1/4 of an inch in every direction. Anyway, I don't know how else I could answer your question as far as embellishing this. You said something about the smart fill tool, but that didn't really do any good. That just fills it in, but you've already got it. Other than that, I don't know how to help you. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.